Hello everyone, welcome to Lukman IS. Today we are going to have the Hindu analysis of 28th November 2020. So let us see which are the important articles in today's The Hindu newspaper. So these are the important articles for mains purpose and for prelims purpose. We have segregated them. Let us take input one by one. First article on page number 6, editorial page. The context of the article here, it is talking about the level of malnutrition in India and some way forward it is giving in this article. So some important facts it has mentioned the references to two important reports which shows the grim situation about the malnutrition in India. Though in the first part of the article it is just giving one incident, explaining one incident in West Bengal, what kind of, let's say, level of malnutrition we have in India, and then it is explaining in general, it is giving these two reports here, and in the end it is providing some way forward. Okay, so this is this first part is not of our significance, rather this name of these important reports, and then we will see some important way forward. Okay, so two important recent reports: the annual report on the state of food security and nutrition in the world 2020 by FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization of United Nations, and 2020 World Hunger Report, Better Nutrition, Better Tomorrow by Bread for World Institution or Institute, documents staggering facts about Indian food insecurity and malnutrition. So earlier itself we have discussed both of the report, and we know that in World Hunger Index, India's standing of 94th rank 2020. So India ranked 94th out of 107 countries. This is the basic fact you should mention everywhere in social justice part of the GS2 paper, even in essay paper. Okay, the reduction in poverty has been substantial going by the official estimates available till 2012. However, the malnutrition has not declined as much as decline in poverty. Okay, so poverty has declined in last 2 decades, we can see or understand from the various figures now. However, there is no simultaneous decline in hunger level or malnutrition levels. Okay, so two crucial elements that still left out are non-inclusion of nutritious food items, this is one aspect, such as pulses, and exclusion of potential beneficiaries, this is the second aspect. So inclusion exclusion error, we know that in PDS list for this NFSA, National Food Security Act 2013, this is one of the important aspect, and second important aspect is that non-inclusion of nutritious food items other than, let's say, coarse cereals, that is, it is talking about the pulses. Okay, so we need to work on that aspect, and because of this there is little to disagree that current COVID-19 pandemic would make the situation worse in general and more so for vulnerable groups. So more and more people will be facing hunger and malnutrition because of COVID-19 pandemic situation. We have seen that how the livelihood of the people is affected because of economic contraction in the lockdown period and subsequent time. Yes, the problem of malnutrition is likely to deepen in the coming years with rising unemployment and deep economic slump. Hence, the major shift in the policy has to encompass immediate universalization of public distribution system, universalization of PDS, you can provide such way forward here, along with the distribution of quality food items and innovative interventions such as setting up of community kitchens. Now this has been one of the innovative approach in some of the southern states. Community kitchen has been established, and this has ensured somehow food security and nutrition security among the children. So in conclusion, we can say that this year's Nobel Peace Prize that was awarded to United Nations Food Program, World Food Program, UN, जिसको हम बोलते हैं WPFP, right? So which should bring some of the focus back to these pressing issues of undernourishment and hunger in India. The need of the hour remains the right utilization and expansion of existing programs to ensure that we arrest the at least some part of this burgeoning malnutrition in the country. So whatever the program we have, we need to have right utilization of those program and expansion of those program, right? So this is how we need to take input from this article. ये तो आपको पता ही है, हमने डिस्कस किया हुआ है पीस प्राइस को, प्रीलिम्स के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है. दिस इज द फैक्ट फॉर योर essay and GS2 paper. Try to give reference to these reports when we talk about malnutrition, undernourishment and food security, and the issues, two important issues or elements that we need to work upon: non-inclusion of nutritious food items such as pulses and exclusion of potential beneficiaries. Fine? Okay. Yes, important news from science section here. GMRT accorded prestigious IEEE milestone status. So giant meter wave radio telescope, which is located near Pune, Maharashtra, has been accorded a milestone facility status by US based Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers. Very important, we can say that status that has been accorded. Up till now only 2 Indians have been accorded this recognition, milestone recognition, and that too only before independence. You can see first by Sir Jagdish Chandra Bose to demonstrate the generation and reception of radio waves in 1895, and it was recognized in 2012. And for Nobel Prize winning in 1930 scattering of light phenomenon observed by C.V. Raman in 1928. So now this is the third such institute. Earlier 2 important persons, and now the one institute, or we can say that giant meter wave radio telescope has been given such milestone status. Okay, so the citation also recognizes the scientific work done by using GMRT. GMRT has produced important discoveries in the domains of pulsars, supernova, galaxies, quasars, cosmology, greatly enhancing our understanding of the universe. So this is very important, we can say that development in terms of astronomy. ये सारी चीज़ें आपको प्रीलिम्स के लिए important है, because in prelims examination they can ask you such kind of question. So yes, about basic information about GMRT. So this is the observatory telescope located near Pune, Maharashtra, Narayangaon. It is an array of 30 fully steerable parabolic radio telescopes of having diameter 45 meter. Okay, it is operated by National Center for Radio Astrophysics, NCRA, which is part of Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, Mumbai. This is basic information, we need to know about that. Okay. Then one of the aim of the telescope during its development was to search the highly redshifted 21 centimeter line radiation from primordial neutral hydrogen clouds in order to determine the epoch of galaxy formation in the universe. ये basic aim था इस telescope का, and in February 2020 it helped in observation of biggest explosion in the history of universe. उसको नाम दिया गया है Ophiuchus supercluster explosion. So this is the development in last 1 year, and this one, the IEEE milestone facility or milestone status has been accorded to GMRT. So yes, such kind of prelims question can be asked. Consider the following statement about GMRT. It is located near Pune, Maharashtra. Yes, this is correct statement. It is operated by ISRO. No, it is not operated by ISRO. Rather, it is operated by Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, Mumbai. So one of the branch of this Tata Institute of Fundamental Research. Now in 2020 it has been selected as a milestone facility by IEEE. So this is correct statement. So 1 and 3 is the correct answer. Fine. Next. Yes, dry swab RT-PCR COVID-19 test gets ICMR nod. So ICMR has given let's say permission to commercially use the game-changing technology of dry swab RNA extraction free testing method of COVID-19 that has been developed by CSIR, Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, Center for Cellular and Molecular Biology. Okay. So yes, what is this technology? Let us try to understand that. In the conventional testing method, nasopharyngeal or nose and oropharyngeal throat swab samples are collected from the suspected COVID-19 patient. Now we know about this. जो कोविड-19 का सस्पेक्टेड पेशेंट होता है उनसे नाक से या फिर गले से वो स्वैब का सैंपल लिया जाता है, राइट. These are transported to the testing centers, sometimes even hundreds of kilometers away. The samples are generally placed in the liquid called viral transport medium. अब ये जो है viral transport medium VTM, it is used to avoid any leakage. They are packed heavily, which adds to the sample processing time. अब इसकी वजह से थोड़ा टाइम लगता है सैंपल प्रोसेसिंग को उसमें ऐड करना और उसको टाइटली पैक करना, एंड देन वी कैन से दैट व्हेन this sample is removed again that has to be let's say separated. So all these things are it takes more time, and therefore now the new technique, researchers found that this VTM can be avoided. The dry swab technique also does not require RNA extraction process and can be directly used for RT-PCR testing with sensitivity and specificity similar to the current gold standard. So we can say that now because of that what will happen, it will reduce the cost of RT-PCR test and also give results quickly. So we can say that cost efficient and time efficient technique. Yes, so in future we can understand that all these testings for coronavirus or COVID-19 will be very fast and effective and sensitive in future. Many such tests have been given let's say permission to commercially use, and one of these is now dry swab RT-PCR COVID-19 test. Next, sea sparkle has affected marine food chain, CMFRI. Now this is important from both environment and science section for prelims examination. Why? Because we need to understand what is this sea sparkle and what is bioluminescence that it exhibits. So bloom of Noctiluca scintillans, commonly known as sea sparkles, that the Karnataka coast has been witnessing since about a month, has displaced microscopic algae called diatoms, which form the basis for marine food chain. This has been deprived the food of planktivorous fish, and therefore many fish died in that region. Okay, so this has been observed by scientists from Central Marine Fisheries Research Institute, CMFRI, located in Mangaluru. This is important for prelims examination again. CMFRI, Central Marine Fisheries Research Institute. Okay, now bioluminescent Noctiluca scintillans are brightened in the sea water during night. So what do you understand by bioluminescence? This is the production and emission of light by living organism and occurs due to chemical reaction involving light emitting molecule and an enzyme called luciferin and luciferase. Luciferin and luciferase. So these two important we can say light emitting molecules and enzymes, they have some certain chemical reactions which produce and emit light at the night in these organisms. Okay, so basically what is happening is that these scintillans grazes on other microorganisms such as larvae, fish eggs and diatoms, but the unicellular phytoplanktons that live inside can photosynthesize, turning sunlight into energy. They help their host survive even when food was scarce, and thus scintillans act as both plant and animals. So there is some symbiotic relation among these two, and therefore what is happening is they are eating these larvae, fish eggs and diatoms and disturbing food chain, marine food chain, and because of that what is happening, number of fish are dying in that region. Okay, so two important aspects, somehow these species are displacing other species in that region and disturbing food chain. You can give the example in mains examination, especially those who are having geography optional subject, and even in environment you can give that example. And bioluminescence, so one of the species that exhibit bioluminescence, you can remember this Noctiluca scintillanus or sea sparkle, common name. Fine. GDP contracts 7.5% in second quarter. Now this data has been provided by National Statistic Office. Earlier also we had seen similar data by RBI. Okay, so Reserve Bank of India projected 8.6 decline in the second quarter. Now this is the government data, National Statistic Office, and it has said that the second quarter we have contraction of GDP 7.5%. Okay, so India's gross GDP gross domestic product contracted 7.5% in the second quarter, following the record 23.9 decline in the first quarter as per the estimates of NSO. The country has now entered into technical recession with 2 successive quarters of negative growth. So earlier also we have discussed about this meaning of recession and technical recession. So what is recession? It is decline in economic activity usually visible by significant drop in 5 of the most important economic indicators, that is real gross we can say real GDP, income, employment, manufacturing and retail sales. So when we have significant drop in these 5 indicators, we call it as recession. And what is technical recession? It refers to sequential decline in GDP for past 2 quarters. This represents somehow economic contraction, since the GDP measures the value of all goods and services produced in the country during specific time period. In other words, total expenditure in the economy. So basically it is the contraction in GDP for successive 2 quarters, previous successive 2 quarters. This is called as technical recession. Now this can be asked in your prelims examination. Try to remember 2 quarters, previous 2 quarters. Fine. So important caption and quotation. One of the editorial had this topic or context related to that topic, the vaccine production. Recently we observed one of the manufacturing defect in AstraZeneca vaccine manufacturing, and that editorial was based on that. However, not much of importance, rather this statement is very good. Haste and opacity will only delay the availability of safe and efficacious vaccine. Okay, so we need not to haste, or we need transparent, let's say, policies in vaccine development and manufacturing. So this is very important, right? So yes, these were important articles from let's say UPSC prelims and mains perspective. So try to take input for those parts of our examination or stages of our examination. For further information on editorial discussion classes or ED classes, wherein in-depth analysis of all mains related issues and articles is done by Ansari sir and team, you can contact Lukman IAS. Thank you.